Thanks everyone for joining me today. I'm excited to have a discussion about Stay 22. So for anyone who's leading tours, writing travel books, has a travel blog, has been taking pictures and just sharing that information with others, maybe you advise people on travel or people come to you and you have a website. I think Stay 22 offers an opportunity to monetize that and possibly make some money. So I'm excited to have Feuza here with us, but first we'll go around the room and do quick introductions. Just tell us your name and your website, and then we'll let Feuza share about Stay 22. So Kathy, would you like to tell us your name and website?
Yeah, I'm Kathy Dalton. I work with Avoya. They're my host agency, and I've actually got it kind of on hold right now because I'm having hip replacement surgery. And then after that's over, I'll be able to jump into it real heavy because I won't be working full time too. So I'm kind of juggling it right now. Um, and I'm always just looking to learn new things.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Great. And my name's April. My website is yourphototravelguide.com and the-travelcollective.com, which is where some of you may have found me. So lots of ways I could probably add a little money to my site. So welcome, Feuza.
Thank you so much for having me, April. Thank you. So I'm also a travel blogger. So I do work with Stay 22, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And I actually ended up meeting the folks at Stay 22 when I attended TBEX in Spain over a year ago. And my blog was really small. So it's Fuse Travels. So my nickname is Fuse. So feel free to call me Fuse. So my blog was really small because I had come from a photography background as well. I taught SEO for photographers for 10 years. So it was like a marketing SEO background. And then I basically I had been traveling all my life, but 5 years ago is really when things kind of started putting into motion where, oh my God, like this is the lifestyle that I want. It's not just something to do. It's really part of like my soul. And then I decided to actually make it a business last year after attending, well, a little bit before attending TBAC. So I took the family to Europe, the kids finally, to Italy, which is our favorite place. And I started with my TikTok account, which a few videos went viral. And then I turned my local blog into like a travel blog. So at the time I was, in June, had only been like 3 months that I had my blog. And I always had heard about affiliate income. I knew people making money with fashion, with Amazon stuff. And then I just remember trying to sign up for booking.com and it was like really confusing. Or I'm like, oh my God, I don't have enough traffic, right? I don't have the website traffic for this. So I just remember connecting with the folks at Stay 22, which was Gabby, an old coworker, and it was just really easy to sign up. And I like things easy and convenient. If it's not easy and convenient, I'm not doing it. So that is the good news, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So the cool thing about working for Stay 22, they are based in Montreal, is that I still get to travel. So for example, next month, I'm going to work from Europe for a month. I'm working with a few tourism boards in Europe, which is really exciting. And I'm more on the travel writing, journalism side, even though I have a TikTok account that is, that I'm hoping to get to 10,000 followers soon, but I'm more passionate about the writing side and, and how all these things get me to travel. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how can I get to travel more, right? How can I make more money with my blog and with things so I could travel more, really? So that's just a little. So I live in Florida. I'm a mom of young adults, I guess you could call them. One is off to college on Thursday, so it's a big week for us here. But I'm just excited to be here with April and with Kathy and anyone else catching the replay, so we can just talk about affiliate marketing. And the importance, it's so important to, in my opinion, start from day one. I don't care if you have 0 followers, because all those huge bloggers that you see, they all started at 0. Like nobody launches a blog and starts at 1,000, right? Like we all start at 0. So the cool thing about Stay 22 is that you can join right away. There's no like application, there's no thresholds that you need. And then obviously, our hopes for you is that you really build out that traffic, because traffic is important for making the affiliate income as well. And that was a long introduction.
No, that's great though. I love how you just stated that you started with like just a small little thing, and so that's where stay 22. I like the easy part. I love that. And then like you said,
Mhm.
I liked when I met you at T-Bax as well that because it's like a lot of these affiliates, you have to have a certain threshold, you have to prove that you have X amount of traffic, and there's so many different ones. I like how this kind of
Yeah.
seems to wrap it up. So tell us about Stay 22 since
Yes.
Kathy's
Okay.
new to this.
So the cool thing is that I really view it as a one-stop hub for your accommodation affiliates. So currently, it's really for hotels. Um, and we don't do any experiences yet. We've been approved already for Get Your Guide and Viator, but still it's a long process for the product development, analytics. So we're not there yet, is what I like to say. But hopefully next year, I'm hoping we'll have those experiences types of affiliates as well. So it is for a hotel affiliate. So once you register to our hub and you register with us, you get access to all our providers. So our providers are booking.com, Expedia, VRBO, because Airbnb actually doesn't have an affiliate network anymore. So a lot of people that had used Airbnb in the past, when they did have it, have switched, found the listing of that home on VRBO and switched that out. We also do hotels.com. TripAdvisor is for accommodations only, but that one's a little different. It's like our kayak, which is based on clicks, like impressions. So it's not per accommodation. So it's not my favorite, I guess I'd have to say. There's also Hotels Combined and Trivago. And then for people featuring content in Europe, sometimes I do see some parking things that come up that we don't see on the US side. But those are pretty much our main partners, providers, I mean. And then when you sign up, step one is just to register to the hub, basically give your info, your blog name, and then you sign up. And then the second step is we assign your partner success manager. So, before we even get into that, let me just explain the product in itself. So ideally with your blog, when you're talking about accommodations, you do not want to be linking direct to the hotel because you're not going to make money that way unless you did maybe like a sponsor post with that hotel. But even that, you could change out the link later because that sponsor post is not forever, right? There's a time limit on those things. So when you're blogging, you're adding links for different experiences, hotels, gear, whatever it is you're talking about. But we're mainly talking about accommodations. You don't want to link to the hotel. So you want to link to these booking engines that I mentioned. So once you sign up to us, we'll send you a custom script, which is a little code that gets added in your header of your site. And it's pretty easy to, if I could do it, anyone could do. But also the partner success manager can log in for you, or you can book a call to get it done. It doesn't even take 5 minutes. You basically just adding it to the header of your site with a plugin if you're on WordPress. And if not, there's, you can use it in any Squarespace, Wix, whatever platform it is that you're using, you can use it. So this little script, what it does is it will then scan your whole website. And look to see if you, and this, April, is what you don't have, and this is what
Yes.
we need to get you on. So it would look to see if you ever in your life have linked to Expedia, hotels, VRBO, booking, etc. If you have, it will automatically convert those links to you under Stay 22, and you don't have to go back in the blog post and do anything. The other cool thing is if you've ever done any other deep link or affiliate link, usually you have to go and create the link. With Stage 22, you're not creating the link. So we kind of, we cut that part out because the script is doing it for you. All you have to do is find that hotel in booking.com, or sometimes I'll just go to Google and look up the hotel and then look at the booking.com result, not the ad, the organic result. So in my blog post, I'm just linking to that, and I'm going to show one of my blog posts so you guys can see.
Yeah.
So it automatically will take care of those links. Now, if you are brand new and if you've never linked to a booking engine or you've linked directly to the hotels, you will need to go back to find that hotel in one of these booking engines. If your audience is mostly US, Expedia is #1. So I do recommend Expedia, even though travel creators use a lot of booking.com, But for the US general traveler market, they like Expedia, and I think it has to do with the packages because then they can bundle the packages. Booking's up there too in hotels. So those are the top three for the US. Number one is definitely Expedia, then Booking, then hotels.com. Sometimes they're like neck to neck from what I've seen. So then you're going back to a few blog posts, and then, finding that hotel link and linking it that way. So this is the link side of the things. Now, the other side, which is really interesting, is our new AI technology. AI is like the big buzzing word. Our AI, part of the script, you get access to our AI feature, and our AI feature actually has nothing to do with links. And this is what I love. Because it's really great for anybody who maybe that hasn't blogged about hotels or that's not their main focus. So what does this AI do? It actually evaluates every user that gets on your site and it gives them a score. So it's like they're looking for, so let's say I have a blog post about, I don't know, spending a day in Malaga, right? Which I actually do. And I'm not talking about hotel because I'm not staying there, let's say, for example. So a person comes to this blog post. So the first thing is the AI is going to look at, where's the user base, right? Because if they know that my blog tends to have more like US first, Canada second, UK third, if I have somebody maybe from Angola or something, so that matters where the user's from, right? Then it's looking at how long is this person staying on this site? Is this person highlighting any information, or did they stop somewhere in the site and they're looking? Also, are they actually looking at like other types of links? Maybe it is experience, maybe it's a photo gallery, I'm not sure, maybe they're clicking on the photo. And then it's going to basically give the person a score. What is the AI essentially looking for? Intent to travel. So the AI is destination focused and it's looking for what is the likelihood that this visitor is actually planning to go to this place. If it thinks that that visitor is, then it's going to open a booking engine of hotels in whatever that blog post is about. In that case, Malaga. It would show hotels in Malaga. The cool thing, it also chooses which booking engine they think that user will most likely use. So it's very conversion centric. You as the blog owner will not see you won't see it. It's not going to show up for you. It shows up to about 3% of your audience. But the cool thing is that we've been having some surprises. So the AI goes after leftover intent. And I think it's actually for the tour operators or even people that maybe have agencies or work for an agency, it would be interesting if they have a blog and they're talking about more experiences. That's a way that they can make money off anybody who books through these accommodations, right? Because the pop essentially is working for all types of blog posts and not just a blog post that talks about hotels, right? Because there's different styles of writing, there's different styles of blogging. Like if you're featuring more your photo work, but if it's like if it's like, let's say, Portland, Maine, then it will show hotels in Portland, Maine if they think the person visiting the site has a high intent to travel. So that part is fascinating to me because, for example, I got 3 bookings off a blog post called "The 5 Tickets You Need for the Vatican." No hotels at all, and they even ended up booking for Florence. So they're like, well, if they're looking at Vatican tickets, they're probably going, right? Like they're at that point. They're not at the dreaming phase. They're really at the planning phase. So the AI has been really cool because it's also giving a lot of bloggers insights. Like, for example, let's take Tamiko. I think you met her at TBAC. So her blog is Passports and Grubs. So she always just used Booking before. But after using the AI technology, she saw that she was getting a lot of Expedia bookings and also hotels.com. So what did she do? Now she's optimizing future blog posts with Expedia links versus booking links. So it's giving this extra data and insights that usually we don't have. Also, the bookings with AI, you would never get that if you don't have, because it's our technology, right? So if you're not using that, you would never get it. And I love that it actually has nothing to do with links. It's kind of like, whoa, that's amazing. So I love that part. So there's some other things too. So I'm going to
share your screen and show like the Stay 22 website, maybe where you start and.
Yes. So I'm just going to just kind of show like a demo. So let's say if I wanted to feature, I don't know, okay, I'll just do this search. This is the booking for my kids' college this week, the week. So let's say I wanted to feature this hotel, the Buena Vista one. So I click on it. So essentially, I'm just grabbing this link right here. This is the link that I'm adding to the back end of my blog post. So on my blog, the other thing I was going to show you, I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think which blog post that you'll see this. Not that one. So I had one. We also have a maps that you can embed. So April did it on her blog post. So let's say like you don't know of hotels in a region and you're like, oh, how can I still use this? So for example, this blog post, I didn't have hotels in mind because when I travel with my husband, it's different than traveling with kids. Right. So one way to just easily talk about it as well is I just say, we love using Booking. See, I just linked it and I even forgot to link. So this is just a regular booking.com link. So when I hover over here, if you look, so when I hover over the link, I want you guys to pay attention to this area right here, which is the top left. Do you see how it says stay 22?
Oh, yeah.
So if anybody books through this link, I will get credit. So this is what we mean when we say we convert your links. It's a surface level. We're not manually changing your links. It's just a surface level to know like this booking is for April and she's the one that should get compensated, if that makes sense. So I like to say things like this sometimes in blog posts where I don't want to get into the whole like how to book a flight or like really get into, you know, the weeds of it. And then I'm also, this I just signed up for Viator, so they have this widget. But one thing that's really interesting is that links will always outperform widgets or even maps. But maps, I do like it for UX because if a person's visiting my map and they're like toggling, they're staying longer, they're playing around with it, that's good for SEO. That's telling Google, hey, people are liking your content and they're staying longer. So I'll tell you what I did wrong in my map. I didn't change my color. So you can actually customize the maps to the colors. So all I did was I put this neighborhood. Like I knew the best neighborhoods to stay in Barcelona. And then I did another one for Gothic Quarter. So this one, that's why it's blue and this one's green because I didn't change the color for that one. So you could actually match it to your brand colors. And you can also add your logo for it to be the pin. So there's a place there for you to add your logo, or if you always want your logo to be there, you would just have to email me, April, and say, hey, can I just,
okay,
because I have to send it to the product team. So then it always shows your logo here. So there's filters, there's other things that, you know, you can do here. You can also, when you add in the map, you can say, oh, I only want to show VRBO, or I only want to show booking. I show it all because I'm like, you know, let them have options.
Right. Yeah.
I also love this show list here. I just like lists also better, honestly. So for here, for the Seville one, this is where I stayed. So this is how you link to hotels. Book your stay, or I'll be like, this is where I stay, and I link to it here. I actually link to the results instead of the actual hotel, just in case if that hotel is not available, people can still have options.
So
that's really
quick question, Feuza, on the on creating that link where you went to like hotels.com or wherever and collected, because I like the idea of collecting the selection of like showing people. Did you create then go to Stay 22, the website, to create the link to embed in your post?
How did that about the maps or just the regular link?
No, just the regular link like that.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
So this is what I mean. You save time because you don't have to generate the link. It's already done for you.
Oh, I see. That's why I need that overall.
That's why you need the script, because if you don't have the script, you're doing it the old way. So let me just stop sharing to show you. So let's say Fuse, that's great, but how can I share the link? I'm a YouTuber, or I want to share it. So let me just log in real quick. I want to share it on social media. You know, how does that work? I'm a YouTuber, or I want to share it in my newsletter. Or you want to create the link so you can make commission off your own travel. Hello,
Right.
that's totally doable.
Yeah.
So for me, so I call this like just the shortcut. And I'm trying to make the family use my link, but that's not always the easiest thing to do. All right, so let me just log in here real quick so you can see. 1 second. Let's get the Zoom back in here. Okay, so it's still logging in here. So your dashboard here, where it says link generator, is where you will go. And then, let's say I want to have a link that I'm always, like my cheat sheet that I'm always going to use for myself. Then your AID is whatever you signed up with and you call it. So if usually it's your blog name. So I go here and I can label it. I could be like self or fam or YouTube. And then I just go generate. So then this would be the link that I'm booking for myself, or if I ever needed to share a link on social media somewhere. If somebody asks me, hey, where was that hotel you stayed at again?
Gotcha.
Instead of be like, go to my blog and search, you can manually create a link here. And then the maps, I don't think this account has a map, but let's pretend. Oh, they do, yay. So then you can just go create a new map. And here is where you will put the URL that blog post is going to be. You could just, hotel, Christmas market Lucerne or something is something I was looking at. So I could go Lucerne, Switzerland. I could also add points of interest. Points of interest you don't really get commission on, but it could be interesting. If you're like want to just give people more things to do, you can also add like hotels that you want to feature. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with the maps. And here's where you could, with the marker, you basically, let me see if I could add my logo real quick. So if I add my logo here, it becomes, let me see if it'll show it in the preview. I don't think it will, and I'm not going to create it because this is actually not my account. But anyway, the markup will be my logo, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, so those are, some of like just close the form here. The major features, and then here you have it, but your map is looking a little small.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So I don't know if you did just the list view. I'm not sure.
Well, and when I created the map, because I didn't know I needed the script to go into my header and my website to make it a lot easier. The other thing that was weird is when you create the map, it forces you to put in dates, which I thought was strange. Because if I want this,
no, you could actually save it without dates.
Oh, you
I
can?
save mine without dates.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go back then.
You can.
Yeah. I didn't want to limit people, because if you want evergreen content, you want them to always be able to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can. So yeah, so for you, April, we need to make sure so you're doing it on this website, and not is there any other websites that you're going to add?
I'm going to add
more than one.
Yeah, I'm going to add it I'm going to add it to the travelcollective.com page too.
Okay.
I just haven't gotten to that one.
Okay, so what we do is it's one registration for the several domains you have, but we'll create a separate script for that one.
Okay.
And then you don't have another one related to art, right?
I do have an art site, but I'm not using it as much.
What's it called?
I think it's artapril.com.
Okay, because I think that's what you signed up under.
That's weird. That might have been
another email.
That might have been my email address.
Okay, yes. Okay, got it. Travel collectives. I'm just making notes so to make sure that for us to send you the custom script. So questions.
Well, you answered the question about the dates, and then obviously the script makes it a lot easier.
It makes it a lot easier. So it does, because you're not having this two-step to create. You're not manually creating links. Essentially, you're just finding the hotels you want to feature and adding it, and then also you're getting access to the AI, which will allow you to get extra bookings for non-related content, like non-hotel related content, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So do folks in your group that are tour operators, do they have their own blogs, or is it mostly the agency blog? I would love to learn a little bit more.
Well, a lot of them have their own. They don't work for agencies. A lot of the people I know, like Sheila's
Okay.
own tours and like Come to the Sahara, they're not affiliated with an agency. They're kind of like me. They're kind of solo doing it on them, themselves. But, yeah, they have their different tours where they could add, because again, someone that's searching for their stuff may not actually want to sign up for a tour. They're collecting information. So if they could, and I love the AI feature, like you said, if they click
Yeah.
away and it follows up with them later and they are looking to book to Morocco. I mean, obviously they spend a lot of time on a certain person's site that leads tours to
Yes.
Morocco. That could be
Yeah.
extra income for that person.
And also the manual link. So let's say there you book a group to Morocco and you're like, oh, do you guys need help with your hotels? This is the hotel I recommend. You send them
Right.
your link and you make money off of the hotel bookings as well.
Right.
So
Plus,
that's
like if
another
you, right. Plus, like on mine too, if you go to my More tab, I have a blog too. So I was thinking I need to go back into all the different blog entries because I did just write about like 5 places to stay in Burlington. If they're, so you're saying if the script is already there and
And
someone,
if you, yeah, so if you have links where so here, Starlet Inn,
uh-huh.
I don't think you linked to the hotel, did
No, I
you?
did not.
Yeah, so just find this listing on Booking or Expedia,
Okay.
and then highlight this right here and link
Right.
straight to it.
Oh, awesome. See, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Might as well get that money because they're probably reading that post.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So here you
Yeah,
have
and it
things to do.
also, you don't have to update anything because they'll update their own information. So you don't have to keep going in for it.
Yeah. Very cool. So Kathy, any questions? Was this helpful?
It was helpful. Like I said, I have Avoya on hold because I never really intended to go into cruise travel, and that seems to be their forte. And I'm finding that they don't support really what I want to do, which is to create what I call experiential travel. I got excited about April's trip to Alaska. So yesterday we just booked a trip to Fairbanks in February. So,
Nice.
it was 104 yesterday. It seemed like a good thing to do.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
So yeah, there's 5 of us going, and it's 5 friends. But I was thinking if I do something like Stay 22, I could actually make some income off of those, because I do a lot of times I'll set up things for my friends because I can't do it through Avoya, and I'll just set it up through Expedia and just send them the link. And I'm kind of working for free.
Yeah, make that money, girl.
Yeah. Because there's 5 of us going.
Yeah, and you'll make some money with that. So obviously, the more traffic you have to a blog, and you could put that on autopilot instead of manually working, with individuals. So there's 2 sides of that coin, right? So one side is working on your SEO, working on your traffic to your blog. So that always just increases. And the other side is these individual types of group things where you could still monetize, and you could even make commission off of your own bookings, anything that you need to book for yourself. For Expedia, you do make money off of packages. You don't off cruises yet. So we don't have anything for cruise. So I think that's a good question to just answer in case somebody is in doubt about that. And then like kayak, there's flights and stuff, but you make like 80 cents a flight. It's ridiculous. Hotels, you make a lot more with hotels than anything, honestly, from what I've seen.
Yeah, and I know even with the agency, its flight is not a big income producer.
No, because they're adding all their fees, and then who knows. But yeah, so anybody watching, so how do you get signed up? Basically, just I would need your email to send you the hub invitation, but my email is my first name at stay22.com. So Feuza, Feuza at stay22, and you just say, hey, I watched, your chat with April. I would like to sign up, and then I'll send you the registration, and that's it. So a few other things, just payment. As far as payment, there is a threshold for payment. It's $100 for PayPal, $500 for bank wire transfer. So some people just let it accumulate if you're like a smaller blog, because they don't want to pay the PayPal fee. But we're actually making some changes that we're covering the PayPal fee, or
Oh,
there's something in
wow.
the works. So
Yeah.
that looks like it's changing soon here on our side. So that's good. And then basically the money becomes redeemable 7 days after checkout. Now, so many people are still making a lot of cancellations with COVID, so you have to wait till they go. So if you have a lot of bookings in October, or let's say mid-October, it's 7 days after that, it becomes redeemable. And then you're able to withdraw once a month. And then it does take 30 days for that money to hit your account, more or less. Well, not more, but sometimes it's less than 30 days, but we like to say 30 days just to stay on the safe side. It is a commission sharing. Everyone starts at 30% unless you're already making like 200 bookings a month. And the bigger partners that we are able to negotiate if you get to that point. Just to keep that in mind. I'm just trying to think of what other
On the
questions.
the analytics side, Feuza, because I went to look at
Yeah.
the analytics today. It is kind of good because it kind of tells you which
Yes.
posts.
So it tells you which blog post and then where the user's based off and where do they book. Because sometimes your blog post will be about Utah, but they book somewhere else. Like, it's
Yes.
weird. So yes, and then the really cool thing is, let's see if there's something in the analytics that you don't see. So we don't have an AI only kind of report in there. You will many times know which bookings are coming from the AI because they'll be like things you've never mentioned. So it's not from links, right? But let's say there's something you don't see and that you would like to see, then you will email. So each person gets assigned an account manager. So you would email your account manager and they could do like more custom reporting for you. So I always say, like, wait a good 2 months and using the AI and then ask for like a custom report. So you could really dig into, be like, oh my God, this blog post is actually converting better than the other blog post. Maybe I need to add more things to this blog post and give this blog post some love.
Right. Yeah, because that's what I was noticing too. Because it may mean, or even a map, if you're getting a lot of hits on one map,
Yes,
maybe making
yes,
a whole nother blog post or adding more
right.
content around that to keep them on your website and keep
Yes,
them reading and looking.
yes, for sure. That's always a good idea. So I'm just trying to think anything else. So we talked a little bit about the tour operators, the freelance people that are organizing tours for people. And then travel writers, again, if you have a blog, that's essentially how it works. I would say it's not the best fit if you're only an influencer. So let's say you're like huge on social media. And I say that just because it's a lot harder to get somebody to commit to booking something off of like one post, right? If they're in a
Right.
blog, they are engaged, they're researching that information. I mean, there are exceptions. So I know the big YouTubers that do videos on just tickets, right? Like, oh, the Lisbon, 3 reasons why you should buy the Lisbon card. And then they have their link there. If you get the link here, then yes, they're going to get some conversions. But when talking about hotel accommodations, I really do think that it works better if you have a blog in a place where people are finding your info, and going to, because the more you increase your traffic, the more you're going to increase, your commissions at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So technically,
Yes.
it sounds like I still need to get the script.
Script. So yeah, so I'm going to introduce you to a PSA and make sure that you get the right script for each site, and they'll send you the instructions.
Okay.
Are you on WordPress?
Yes, I'm on Word. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Both of those I think are built on WordPress.
Okay.
One was the Your Photo Travel Guide site is a Wix, but it's got
Okay.
WordPress on it too.
Okay. So let me just write that down. And then you don't have, and we do work alongside other affiliates. So some people use the Commission Junction, AWIN. There's a few other things out there. And then ad affiliate networks too. So the ad affiliate networks are different than the affiliate links. So ad affiliate networks is when you visit a site and it has a lot of ads. That's an affiliate network. So we do work right alongside. It doesn't interfere with anything if you're a media buyer or something else. But we are more, we're on the link side and not showing ads per se.
No, I like that because some sites you go to, it's almost like it's
It's like you can't, like all the food
yes,
blogs. I'm like,
yes,
I just need the recipe.
right,
You can't click X out of
right.
anything.
You
Yeah.
can't X
Scroll
out,
down for
or
5 minutes.
yeah, you're trying to
Yes.
read their article about their 5 favorite places, and it keeps having you hit next,
Yes.
and
Yes.
there's all this. It's almost, yeah,
Yeah.
it's too crazy.
I don't even know how they even get people to stay sometimes,
No,
but
I don't
they do.
either.
They do.
Yeah, because I'm the same way personally. I'll just be like, you know what? There's another blog post that has the same
Right.
information. I'm out.
Right.
Yes, yes. I'm gonna go to TikTok and watch a video.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my new little search engine now.
Right, right.
But awesome. Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I just, like I said, I love things that are easy and convenient, and also that it gives me insights on how I can improve my future blog posts, and and optimize it. And when it comes to blogging and affiliate, it is a long-term thing, right? It doesn't
right.
happen overnight. Nobody becomes like
Sure.
a high blogger. You don't go viral on a blog, Well, I mean, I'm sure there are exceptions, but it's so satisfying, like, because it's hard work, but then when you start seeing those bookings and results, because we do this really to travel more, honestly.
Right, right, exactly.
So that's the goal. So our big thing here at State 22 is we really want to monetize the intent of your audience. So what intents do they have in traveling and in traveling styles? So that's what we do. We love helping travel creators just make more money so that they could really just travel more. So
And I love that you can sign up even if you're just getting started.
right.
You can be small. You can just be literally just starting. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That is
exciting.
that's
Yeah.
rewarding right away.
It is, because it's like some of these programs you feel like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm not important.
Right.
You're like, I'm sorry. You feel like almost bully that you're not don't
Right,
have this huge
right,
following. And it's not
right.
about that for us.
No, it's honestly a little bit about if you write an article and people are reading it, you can
Yeah.
see it, and then if you get even just a little bit, you feel like your time is validated
Yeah.
for
Or
doing.
like Kathy doing this work for free with her friends here.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, don't do
Now
that.
she
Yeah,
can
they
create
just know
the
I love to travel, and I'll say, hey, and that's how the Fairbanks thing started. I saw April's and I thought, I want to go. And I'm also a carver, and they have a sculpture, an international sculpture contest
Yes.
in Fairbanks in February,
Oh,
March.
wow.
So I was talking to some friends. I said, here, I'm doing this really cool thing. I'm going. And I was like ready to book it that day. And all of a sudden, 5 people want to go. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, okay, well,
nice.
let's make some changes
Okay.
here.
So
And
Kathy, let's
yeah,
get you signed up today already. Email
yeah,
me if you
yeah.
can,
I
and then we'll
have to
get
look
you.
at, like I said, I was with Avoya, and I have to look at their agreement to see if I can do this. And
Usually
I'm
you
thinking,
can if you're because we have people with Fora and other like travel
okay,
agent type programs. It usually doesn't, because it's not an ad network.
Right,
So
yeah, and
usually,
this fills in what they don't do.
right.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. All right.
So I
So
don't think
Oh,
it does
yes, I do want
interfere,
to get
but
involved.
okay, awesome. Well, thank you, April. And if anybody has questions, I guess they could leave a comment on your, because it goes on YouTube, right? And then
right,
they
and
could,
tell us your email address again, Feuza, so if people
yeah.
want
So
to connect with you and get set up or have additional
yes,
questions.
awesome. Thank you. So my first name is Feuza, F as in Frank, EUZA at stay, and then 22, actually the number 22.com.
Great. Thank you so much, Feuza, and thanks for
You're
everyone that
welcome.
came
Thank you,
today.
Kathy.
You.